said guys are just smarter in the National Football League. Off the play fake, Murray to throw, underneath to Connor. And Connor's got blockers, and he's got a little slipperiness to the 45-yard line. First down for the 45. Murray off the play fake, sets up and looks, hitches a little bit to the left, throws underneath. He's got Connor again. So it's the James Conner show for 9. Play clock is under 5. Murray, middle of the field. He's got Dortch. And Dortch has got the first down. 3rd and goal from the 5. Connor in the backfield. Murray pumps once. Murray in trouble. Murray toward the back of the end zone. Caught! Michael Wilson. And the Cardinals take a 6-0 lead. Well, here we go. The Cardinals will kick it off. And we're going to have a return.
There you
go.
How about
that? Codrington makes a few men miss. Spins inside Cardinals territory. Max Melton out of Rutgers made the tackle. Shakir in motion on first down. Allen to throw. Zips it. Passes complete. Mac Hollins makes his first reception. First down inside the red zone. Allen looking to throw. He can dance as well. He's in trouble, and he fumbles the football. Hit from behind. He lost it, and the Cardinals will recover.
Want to pound you physically, run the ball, and then hit play-action shots.
2 for 3 on 3rd down conversions on the first drive. McBride, the tight end, is stacked to the left. Murray's in trouble. Murray lofts it. Pass is complete. DeMercado has the first down and more. Benford eventually made the tackle. Under 3 minutes to play, first quarter, off the play fake. Murray rolls the pocket. Murray looking for his tight end. He's got his tight end, Higgins. And Higgins has got a first down.
Even when they're nickel, they don't bring linebackers. They lose Matt Milano, so they're short at linebackers already, so that's a problem.
On first down, Murray keeps it himself. Murray's got a daylight, and he's got a blocker, and he's out of bounds, close to the first down marker. Taylor Rapp made the tackle. On 3rd down, Murray. Blitz is coming underneath to DeMercado, and he's wrapped up and taken down. Rasul Douglas. And it'll be Matt Prater's made 87 straight kicks inside the 30. This is a 29-yard field goal attempt, and it is good. Samuel in motion. They hand it off to Cook. Cook with a burst of speed. He's got a first down. He's inside Cardinals territory. Allen, middle of the field. Pass is complete. He's got his tight end. It's Dawson Knox. Old reliable to the 21-yard line.
Rookie Keon Coleman, he's the guy you could go throw it up to and let him go make a play.
Yeah, Josh Allen told us that on Friday, that's one of the things he likes about him. Allen's going to run it, and Allen's dragged down from behind. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way, and it is good. And the Bills are on the board for the first time in 2024.
Benson did not set up Hernandez on the linebacker on the screen. Could have been more yards.
2nd down and 5. Benson again running left. He's going toward all those tight ends. There were 3 in the game. Taylor Rapp makes the tackle.
No matter how many times you've done it in college, it's still your first NFL game.
2nd down and 10. And they go right back to him. That's kind of smart. It's a gain of 4. One of the best stadiums in the National Football League is getting louder and louder. There's McBride. Murray steps up. He can run for a first down. He's got a blocker, and he's got a first down and more. Play clock is down to 2. Now 1. Murray does get it off. Throws to his left. Dortch wide open. He's got a first down to the 25-yard line. Play clock down to 2. Now to 1. Murray just gets it off. Pressure's coming. Murray throws it underneath McBride. Bernard makes the tackle, and McBride's got a first down. Connor powers his way to the goal line. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. We reach the 2-minute warning. Bills were conservative before the 2-minute warning. Pass is complete to Curtis Samuel, and he gets up to the 38-yard line. Allen looking to throw, in trouble. Flushes out of the pocket, throws underneath, pass is complete to Shakir, who makes a man miss with a beautiful move. Max Melton did not wrap him up. And a first down, Allen to throw. Throws underneath. He's got Coleman. Coleman on the outside. He's out of bounds. Allen keeps it himself. Allen to the right. Allen to the goal line. Lowers his shoulder. He's in. Touchdown, Josh Allen. He powered his way in. Allen, he's hitting the face mask again. He avoids it, though, according to the officials, and he dumps it off.
He's got so much range and ability.
Yeah, he said he watches film to see tendencies. He picks up a lot of them. He said he learned a lot of that from the Legion of Boom when he grew up outside of Seattle. Outside the backfield is Ray Davis. And Davis, the rookie. Let's check in with Tiffany on Buda Baker. It's first down for the 24. They give it off to Davis again. Davis makes a man miss inside the 15, running hard to the 11-yard line. Jalen Thompson makes the tackle. Play clock is down to 2. Empty backfield. Allen toward the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Bills. Mac Hollins. Murray in trouble. He's going down. Sack for the second time. Ty Johnson is joined. Dawson Knox in the backfield. Allen to throw. Allen looking to the middle of the field, and it's overthrown to Valdez-Scantling. Pumps once. He's hit. He lost the football. It's recovered by the Bills. Rousseau knocked it loose. And Dorian Williams came out of the pile with the football.
It looks like it's going to be a sneak here.
Yep. They have their very own tush push. It's called Josh Allen. He's got the first down as he dives forward to the 10-yard line. Cook in motion. Josh Allen said they're good. Allen zips it to his left. Shakir dancing to the 5. Spins toward the goal line. Dives forward. Touchdown, Bills. DeMercado in the backfield. Murray, pressure's coming. Murray dances out. He may be able to run for the first down. He does. And he makes a man miss. He gets inside Buffalo territory, and he got greedy to the 38-yard line. Murray hands it off to Connor. And Connor gets into the secondary, makes a few men miss, and eventually is taken down inside the 20-yard line. Runs the play clock down, gives it to Connor, trying to stretch to the outside, and he is taken down. Cam Lewis again.
The most dangerous player's hands.
Well, here's Prater. It's a 31-yard field goal attempt with the wind, and it's good.
You bring an extra offensive lineman, sometimes it's to get an extra blocker to take a shot.
Off the play fake, Allen looking to throw. Allen hitches to his left, throws to his left. He has Valdez-Scantling inside Cardinals territory. Josh Allen had to swap out helmets in between plays. At a third down, he goes to the middle, and he's got Shakir. And Shakir got some yardage back. He's almost at the first down marker. Keitrell Clark made the tackle. Look at Kincaid in motion at the top of your screen. On fourth down, Allen, he's going to keep it himself. And Allen's going to get the first down. Kaiser White eventually takes him down. Loss of 2 on the play. Allen to throw. Allen looking for the far sideline. Coleman got position. He said he knew he could throw it up for grabs to him. Cook in motion. Allen in the pocket. Allen will run it himself. He pumps. Got some daylight. Hurdles to the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. With the kickoff. Cardinals will return it. DJ Dallas with a burst across the 40. Bass can't take him down. Dallas may go on the outside. One man to beat. Dives to the goal line. Touchdown, Arizona. No flags. 96 yards. To Cook, and Cook is in. The two-point conversion is good. Connor, excuse me. Two-point conversion is good. It's a three-point game. Ty Johnson in the backfield off the play fake. Allen, he's under pressure. Allen avoids it. Allen scampers. He's going to run it, pumps a few times. It slides forward, and then it's hit. It's second down and long. Second down at 8. Allen zips it. Pass is complete. He finally finds Dalton Kincaid, his first reception of the day. Well, it's third down, and they certainly have spread the wealth in this game. Ty Johnson, that was a little short. It'll be fourth down.
Safety over the top. All game long, the Bills have been doing that.
Murray drops back to pass, steps up, he trips, he goes down. He's sacked. Von Miller powered his way through Kelvin Beachum. Got Gilliam in as well. They hand it off to Cook, and Cook right through the middle. And he's inside the 35-yard line. Cook. And Cook is tracked down from behind by Zaven Collins, but not before he gets down to the 21-yard line. Yeah, it's down under 5. Again, they have 2 timeouts left with the lead. Josh Allen will keep it himself, and there's Kaiser White, who stops him behind the line of scrimmage.
Big kick for Bass because he struggled last year, especially in the playoffs when he was 2 for 5, kicking into the wind.
And the fans reminded him of it before the ball game today. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way, and it is good.
I'd expect Murray to get the ball out of his hands quickly.
On third down, he throws to the outside, Dortch. And Dortch is able to get out of bounds and got some extra yards away from Cam Lewis. Yeah, because you're getting down under 110 to play when this play is over. Murray's in a little bit of trouble. He's dancing around. Murray going the wrong way. Throws toward the near side to Dortch, who's got it right at the first down marker. Third down and 10. Murray hands it off to Connor. There's a lot of traffic, and he gets inside the 30 to the 29. Showing blitz. Murray to his left just throws it up for grabs, and it is incomplete, intended for Dortch. No flag. The emotions were back and forth all day long. Arizona jumped out to a 17-3 lead. And Buffalo able to come from behind to win it in the opener. 34-28. That's our final score. Let's go to James Brown in New York.